All right, so we're going to focus on the attraction rose today. A we're going to talk about the attraction rose today, and I'm going to walk you through a technique that can bring somebody into your life in 30 minutes to 24 hours after you set it. This works best if you already have a plan that you're going to be going to some sort of social event or that you're going to be out and about where there are going to be people. And the most useful frame of mind to have while doing this is the sort of, wouldn't it be nice? Wouldn't it be nice if? And you're coming from this attitude as you then kind of fill in that wouldn't it be nice with what could be nice for you. So wouldn't it be nice if I could just bump into somebody and we have this great experience and we're laughing and connecting, and wouldn't that be nice? Or wouldn't it be nice, I haven't had just a night of fun in a while where I just really got to blend with somebody and connect and, feel the sexual, sensual energy going. And so it's really this wouldn't it be nice factor that we're going to be diving into for this technique to be most useful, at least what I've noticed. And this matches when I've observed who I would call natural manifestors, people who are very good at attracting what they want into their life with really no true knowledge or awareness of what they're doing. When I've watched them do it and watched what they've been doing, the wouldn't it be nice attitude is what seems to be the most common factor within them. So they think, wow, wouldn't it be nice for this thing to happen? And they sort of enjoy and bask in it for just a moment. And then they kind of just go on with their day. They don't think too much about it. And then when the thing does show up, boy, do they get excited about it. And boy, are they like, wow, that's great. How awesome is this? And that's sort of all there is to it. So that's the attitude. Now I'm going to walk you through the technique. Now, not too important for you to know. I'm very much of the mind, try it, see how it works for you, and then if you want to fill in the blanks with the details of why it works and how and all that, you know knock yourself out, go ahead and attend an Intuitive Insights program class, or send me an email, or do your own digging of what it is that's going on here. But what I've noticed and what I've learned is that there are ways of working with what we might call energy tools. And what I think of all of manifestation as is just using your mind and your heart and your own power, and really with the visualization center, to move energy or to set the energy moving forward of your life in a way that's more preferable to how you would like it. And in addition to our visual center, there's what I've learned in Intuitive Insights, School of Intuition. There's this idea of energy tools. So there's some things that psychics have been using for millennia, and other intuitives and healers and things like that, that because they've collectively used it so much, they're part of the collective psyche. And so they have this extra weight, extra utility for making things work for you. And so in this case, a rose is a very powerful psychic tool that can really help you with what you want. And in this case, we're going to be using the rose to sort of place an order, just like you might place an order on Amazon.com or something like that for what you want. And you say, I would like next day delivery on this. And once you place the order, you don't really put a lot of thought into it. In fact, were you to put thought into, the order, and you're tracking it every moment of, where is this in the delivery process, you might go a little bit insane. It's not really useful. And it's a similar tech process here, except you control this. You don't have any sort of index or Rolodex of here's all the different items that you can choose from. You get to do the choosing, and you do that with just saying, this is what I would like to show up. So you're going to imagine a rose in front of you, and I would recommend a golden rose. Gold is very high vibrational, energetic color, and then just sort of leave it to sit in the mind's eye. Just imagine there's this rose in front of you. And then what you're going to invite in is an experience that would be very nice for you to have as it relates to another person. And we're really looking for like sort of a snapshot in time. We're not looking for the how the two of you met. We're not looking for what was said particularly. What you really want to focus on for this rose factor to work for you, for placing this order to work, is focus on the moment where you're interacting with this person. You think, wow, I'm really enjoying myself, or wow, this is exactly what I'm needing. Something to that degree. So, there's always those clunky parts early on in a conversation where maybe things aren't quite working out and there might be some awkwardness, but maybe you and this person get into a flow. And then things are just going back and forth, and you're just like, oh my goodness, what is happening? I'm so glad that I met this person. I didn't expect it, but I'm so glad that I met them. And so this is that idea of the serendipitous meeting. What we often see in the romantic comedies, if you're familiar with that genre of movies. So again, close your eyes. Imagine a golden rose in front of you, and just kind of drop away if there's any doubts or questions. You're welcome to doubt and question this as much as you want. I would recommend playing with this technique a handful of times over the next week or two to really get kind of the hang of it, especially if you're less familiar with the visualization process. Um, it might take a little bit of practice to get really associated, really stepping into these and feeling them as though you were actually there. But as best you can, maybe you can consider something that's coming up for you in the next day. It could even be a couple of days off, but really, the sooner the better. Why not? You can use this practice as much as you want. So let's just do sooner than better, than whenever. And you don't need to even think too much about the setting. In fact, that can throw things off a tiny bit. It's really only the focus between you and this other person and the dynamic and the way you feel while in this interaction with them. So with eyes closed, you can just imagine that you're with this person, and what is it that sort of clicks in your mind, that clicks in your body, that lets you know, wow, I'm really happy to be with this person right now, or wow, did I luck out, or how did this even happen? It's sort of that experience that you're wanting. And you can really tune in and adjust this for yourself. So I've played with this when I knew I was going to go on a night out, and I thought, I haven't just had kind of a fun romp in a while. Wouldn't that be fun? And so there might have been a little bit more of a sensuality and flirtatious nature I was feeling in the interaction I was having. And one time I did this, and about 20 minutes later, a woman walked in and sat next to me, and a great conversation began. And all of this was very unexpected. And another time, I did something very similar. And I thought, wow, wouldn't it be fun? I've kind of been wanting more of this charged, exciting experience, and so I just imagined, what would that be like? How would it feel were I in that experience with somebody? What would kind of the banter be like? And not even thinking about the words, but just how it would make me feel. And then, sure enough, that same night I went out, and um, near the end of the night, a girl came on very strongly to me, and it was a very pleasant, unexpected surprise. Um, Again, I've also done this in places where it's a little more heartfelt, a little bit more warmth, a little bit more wow, look at the commonality we've had, and that has shown up in a very surprising and fast way. And so you can, with eyes closed, allow yourself to have something come up for you. And it's really about that feeling nature of it. And once you have that feeling nature, you can sort of imagine that whole experience turns into maybe this sort of turns into like fairy dust of sorts, and then goes into that rose. It moves into the golden rose in front of you. So for a moment, you're really focusing on the image, the scene of you and this person, and then allow that to move into the rose, again, thinking this just would be really nice. And then just allow that rose to kind of float off or even fly off into the distance. And say, all right, I've placed my order. And then most importantly, let go and sort of go back about your day. Go on doing whatever you're going to be doing. And maybe later in the day or the next day, you can reflect and think, did anything pop up that was unexpected that, maybe the rose had something to do with? I'll be honest, usually when this happens to me, I'll have set the rose, I'll have sent it out, and then I'll have pretty much completely forgotten about it. The experience will happen, and it's not until after the experience is done that I'll then recall that I sent the rose. And there does seem to be something very powerful about the letting go piece. Because when we let go, we are actually showing the universe that we've got faith in it. It's like, yeah, I trust that you're going to deliver. And so that's the process. Again, visualize rose in front of you, step into the scene. That's that moment in the early part of the interaction when you really feel like things are clicking or syncing up with that person that you would like to be in conversation with. And so this might take some practice to get used to. But then once you're there, and once it's really felt, it doesn't need to take long, imagine that scene sort of turns into this energetic fairy dust, we could say, moves into the rose, and then have that rose fly off into the distance using your mind's eye, as though you were placing an order and saying, this sure would be nice. And then let it go and go about your day. So I hope you have fun playing with that. Please, please, please comment or message me and let me know how it goes for you. The more you practice this technique, the more you allow it and trust that it can work, the more it will work for you. That's one of the weird laws and rules that seems to be about how the universe responds to us as we believe, so it seems to happen. So play with it and look for signs that some of the rose, if not all of it, is coming to fruition. Till next time, have fun with this technique.